here now. Now watch, I just want to show you with a few strokes how you can get amazing dimension very fast. Never miss an opportunity to go in against a white edge with a dark marker to create an edge, to create contrast. Now watch how this sleeve right in here, I'm going to put a value in here. Watch how three-dimensional this sleeve will appear as soon as I start to get some contrast in this. Watch this. So there's the sleeve now. Bam. Nice round count. Look at that sleeve. It just popped right up out of that arm. Isn't that amazing? So watch his chin now. His chin right in here. So you got the back of his back right in here, and it's a nice hard white edge. Now watch me throw one marker stroke in there, and watch his chin just get tucked in right behind it. Watch this. One or two strokes. Boom, boom, boom. Right like that. That face just receded right on back, right from the shoulder. Now it dries lighter. So you always think, oh, that's too dark, but it's not dark. It dries lighter. Now remember, when you're working with markers, it does dry lighter. If I want to get a darker mark, I can use the same 20% and go right into it, and I can get it a little bit darker. That's important. So instead of going from a 20 and saying, oh, I need darker than a 20, so you jump on a 40, that might be too dark. You have more control if by kind of maxing out the darkest a 20 can get by going back over the strokes, you have more control of your value range. And then and only then if you need to get darker and you're not getting any darker with the 20 because it's only going to go so dark and it's not going to get any darker, then that's when you'll go to the next highest one. It's nice to have the full set. A leap from a 20 to a 40 is big. That 30 is like, there's a lot of uses for that 30, really. So I don't know, you might want to get that. So in all the places now, I'm going to start coming in here with the 40% and bringing in a lot more contrast. But now with my stroke, what I'm going to do is if I have the helmet here, and this part is where I have, that's the 20%. When I'm laying in the 40%, I'm going to fall short of my 20% stroke. So I have here, I have a 40%, the 20 that's underneath it, and then the white. Boom, boom, boom. So it's turning. So I have three values turning. So I'm going to take a 40% now and fall short of my stroke a little bit and really turn that helmet right on around there. 1, 2, 3 values, just like that. At least 3. The more values, really, the more values in that turn, the more realistic it's going to look. That's why it's nice to have the full set. You can really go crazy with it. So now I'm really going to push the shadow side in here all with the 40% because I want to get some nice chiaroscuro here, some really good contrast. I'm going to come back into the shadow side and just start ripping some value right in here, working these folds a little bit, leaving the raised areas. Now you can see now it's starting to get, just by value alone, it's starting to get very three-dimensional. You're looking at it without a line, you're just seeing the value by itself. It's kind of interesting to look at. Now if I can give you guys anything, it's this, man, the value. I mean, there's a lot better drawers than me for sure. I'm a painter, mainly. I paint. I painted very classical things. I always found drawing very laborious. I love painting. It's so fast and quick. I like to draw. I like to draw in pen. I've been doing a lot of pen drawings lately. And I love this technique I'm going to show you. So look, I'm moving through it like this. Now I do value studies for you guys. Not that you're going to use them in your final, but you'll sit down if you put them on marker paper and give me some fresh markers. You get your own little personal demonstration for each frame. I'll do it. You tell me what kind of lighting you want, and I'll show you how to do it, and I'll show you how to get there. Then I'll give you that, and you can take it home. And when you're trying to put the value on it, at least you have something to go by. Now, I don't make you do that, and I have a criteria for me to do that for you. But if you want me to do it, I'm the only teacher that does that. But I think it really helps out the students. Now, you see those folds? They're starting to rise up off the page a little bit. Let's come in here and get some more contrast over here. I'm just flicking this marker around. Come in here around these folds like this. Now look at it, it's really starting to pop. So we got a ways to go on it because we're trying to make it get something close to there. So with the folds, with the contrast. So I'm getting there, and I could probably work more on that piece too. Just kind of just push it and pull it in certain areas. Probably a cast shadow underneath this fold here, a nice hard edge cast shadow. Let's get some more value. Now just push right in here again, bam, I'm going to come right back in, same 40%. So that's like 2 or 3 times. And look at that sleeve, it's just really popping. Let me hit that chin again, one more time. Just come in here and push that chin behind that shoulder. Look at that, that shoulder just came out in front and that chin sitting way behind. Let's get darker right in here against this edge. Now watch this leg come forward. Just right up here on the edge and just come in here and just add some contrast to that. And watch this leg just pop right out. Look at that. That leg just receded down, that leg's coming right out. Simpler than you think. The only thing you really need to try to get down is the flick technique. You get that down, you'll have markers down pretty much. And it's just a matter of practicing and kind of figuring out where your light and shadow is. You might need some experience doing that. But otherwise, it's very fast. These markers are quick. And it took me about a semester to figure them out. I came in here, and I never used markers before. When I first started teaching this class, I was like, oh, okay. Let's check these things out. But it's pretty much all the same, all mediums, charcoal, pastel, oil, acrylic. It's all the same, really. It's just a value shuffle. So, there we go. So, I'm getting some really good, look at that. And the values are really holding it together. You see the wrinkles are kind of standing out. Now, if this was a dark shirt, if you wanted to make it black, then this would be the value of the highlights. You just, you just sacrifice the white for this value, and then you go darker on your halftone. I'm not done yet, so I'm going to keep coming back in here and pushing areas. Now, where you really want to push in the sleeve is, let's work this arm value a little bit more. Shadow side there. Let's work this cast shadow again right there. Let's push that value. Just when you think it's dark enough, it's probably not. So I'm continually going. All I used was a 20 and a 40. I keep going back in with the 40 and getting a little bit more contrast with it in here. I'm pushing these folds out, leaving that little white spot inside there, or a white line inside them. Okay, so now what I want to do is use a 50% or even a 60%, but very limited. I call it just little accent darks, in all the areas like the little nooks and crannies. Like if you wanted to evaluate it, it would be here, here in his arm, here in the cast shadow here, right down in here where the leg and this is going back, and down inside these cracks here. Just little accent areas, and also here on the chin. I'm going to come back into that and push the contrast more with the 50%. So if I want a thick line, I got a thick line. If I want a thin line, I don't need to keep taking the cap off of this thing. So just right up inside the sleeve, not the whole cast shadow again, but just right up on the inside. I want to get the darkest dark, just right up in here. Just right up in there. That's really pushing it. And you're really going to, now that sleeve's really going to pop out. Look at that. That's 3 dimensional. It's like, whew, it's coming right out visually. I can do the same thing in here. So just the same areas that I showed you where to push, you're going to even push the contrast more there. Look at that. It's becoming really, now right up here against the leg, right up in there. That's another little accent dark. That's where you want it just darker, just against that white, hard, crisp edge right there. Look at that. Bam! It's just really popping like that. So, just right up in here, a little accent right in here. Now, I'm going to come into my wrinkles, and I don't want to get stupid with them, but I'm just going to give little accents in the deepest in the deepest crevice of these wrinkles right in here. And I'm using the thin side, not the thin side, but I'm flipping it over and just putting that wedge on the edge of it like that. Just coming in there and popping those wrinkles a little bit. And then maybe in the crook of his arm right in here, just come down with some dark value and push that a little bit. Just give a little bit more dimension to those wrinkles there. And his crook of his arm over here too as well. Maybe just a little bit on the edge right there. And that's it. You can call this one a done little study. So this is what I want. What I'm really looking for is you to bring out the form, to bring out the edges, and also to bring out these wrinkles a little bit. So they're a little bit, they look like they're kind of 3D. It looks like they're kind of standing out a little bit and not flat. And that's the gist of this exercise right there. That's what I want you to do. There's the back of it. Pretty cool stuff. So why don't you guys, I got 2 examples out here that you can reference and look at from the 2 demos. Why don't you